Guys, I do have some bad news. The bad news is some people do use their phones during class, and I do see them texting or using the answers to cheat on a test or a quiz, but I do find it that was really unacceptable, especially when you're in class. Apparently, this also happens in online classes as well. Because of this, people would use that to cheat. It's not acceptable, and this could give you an F automatically. Apparently, this case happens in high schools, middle schools, or things like that. So guys, this is just a reminder for those of you who are actually in school and who actually do have a phone. Please put all of your electronics away. This is very annoying for the person, and sometimes the teacher could get really distracted when you're on the phone. I know I did this once, however, please don't do this one like me again. Because if you do, then the person is going to get really annoyed. I did this once to my friend Nathan, but the thing is, don't rage in capital letters. Never ever try to rage in capital letters, because if you rage in capital letters, the person is not really going to like it. Especially when you're just trying to do something which is like unacceptable. So this case actually happens a lot, and I'm really getting annoyed already. Unfortunately, the phone thing needs to stop, apparently. This case has been happening a lot of times. I don't like it, and apparently this is unacceptable behavior, especially when you're in school. Unfortunately, for adults like that who are acting like a child, they do this a lot. Especially when you're in a high school grade. Fortunately, this thing needs to stop, and this goes for WhatsApp. If you see the person trying to text you or do something like this, you should always mute it. If it doesn't work, then tell the person to stop. Never ever try to rage in capital letters or do any death threats. Death threats is not okay to others, and it means you're going to try to kill the person. This is not acceptable for you guys. Especially when you're a teen, you just try to rage the feeling out. Sometimes friends just do this like, oh, I don't think I like it. And they say this, I am going to kill the person. This is not acceptable. We don't use that kind of language in any sites, especially when you're in a group chat. This thing needs to stop immediately. Death threats are not okay, and this could get you sent to jail. So apparently, no death threats allowed. If you think the person is trying to bug you, don't try to use any death threats. It hurts the person, and it means you're just trying to kill the person. This is not acceptable for you guys. If you just try to do this, you're gonna get arrested, and guess what? You are not gonna get your phone back. This happens to a lot of people when they rage out in anger. So what must you do when you not rage out in anger? Calm down and don't try to say that. Don't try to say like, oh, you're gonna kill the person for this. It's not funny, it's not true, it is not nice. It is actually called death threats. Death threats are not okay to people, especially when you're just trying to treat the person on your own. Apparently this case actually happens a lot, including YouTube comments and Gmail as well. The person will sometimes tend to use an F word or bad words. I noticed my friend doing this once or twice. So please guys, don't copy like her, because if you do, you're going to get into serious trouble. The person will not like it, and it's actually going to be really hard. It is never okay to use any death threats of any kind, especially when you're trying to kill the person. With saying like this, I will bleep you. It's not an okay excuse. If you think the person's trying to bother you, tell an adult immediately. This can always help the person. And that's all I have to say for this. I hope this learns you guys a very strict lesson. And I hope this can help solve any problems if you're angry.